Hey, good afternoon. We have here a Psalm 46. This is June 15th, and I am preparing for a funeral sermon of a friend of mine. But this psalm reminds us that we take confidence in God. And really, the first three verses of chapter 46 of Psalm 46 is a fearless confidence, a trust in God. I fear and I trust Him. Rather, He is a refuge, our present strength, our present help in times of trouble. God is what we should rest in and take our assurances from, not our wealth, not our position, not our health, but God. And then it says Selah. Don't know exactly what that means, but what I've understood and I teach, and I will continue to reiterate, that this word, Selah, after verse 3, just means pause. Think about that. Let it soak in. Meditate a little bit. Though the waters roar and foam, the mountains quake with their surging, I'm trusting in God. And then there's this next section, verses 4, 5, 6, and 7, that really express God's their confidence in God's presence, based especially on the streams of water He provides in a river. Let's think of this: a river inside of a city. Now, we may not think of it today like, that's a big deal, but in ancient times, especially when you have fresh water running through town all the time, so I think of several towns that have this: Cincinnati, Pittsburgh. Most of you haven't gone there, but Zurich, Switzerland. There's this fresh water running right through town. And, the Mississippi, or the Ohio rather, in Pittsburgh, or I'm talking Pennsylvania, and in Cincinnati, Ohio, that's not the prettiest river at all. But the river in Switzerland, on the other hand, is basically like a canal. They have covered it with rock and cement at the bases. There's no mud. It's clear. You can see the fish, and people, take their little boats in it. And it's a fresh water. It's moving pretty fast. And I couldn't even tell you what it is. But I know other big cities in the world. London has the river. I think New York does. But fresh water is important. And in this city of God, in verse 4, it's talking about the river whose streams make glad the city of God. That makes the residents of that town happy, that they know they have refreshment. They have water. And they're confident in God because of that. And they're confident in God in the next section when they recognize that it's God who ends the wars. It is God who breaks the weaponry of the enemies and breaks down their shields and swords. And both verse 7 and verse 11 end with the same phrase: the Lord Almighty is with us. The God of Jacob is our fortress. How secure would you be if you knew the Creator God, the awesome and almighty, powerful God is with you? Romans 8:31 comes to mind for me when Paul writes to the people of who can be against us? If God is for us, who's against us? Nobody. Nobody can be. No one can be against us and win. There are a lot of people against God, losers. those who are with God are the winners. Isn't it refreshing to know that we are on the right side when we're with God? And this Psalm 46 reminds us that we need to be still, take our refuge in God, and like the last verse in verse 7 say, the Lord Almighty is with us, the God of Jacob is our fortress. Man, what a solace. What it should give us confidence that God is with us. What more is there to say? May God be with you, and have a great day.